When I'm in nature, I don't feel the urge to create. I don't see how I can improve, or I don't see how I can question it in some way. It's so organic. It allows an access that I find that we don't have in an urban setting. When we're walking, you walk in a city, urbanism is controlling your movement, is deciding where you're going to go. If you start looking at my work, there's a lot about the idea of the structure behind the way we live. I'm really interested in the sense of embodiment in a space, so getting people to not necessarily take the space they're in for granted. We usually just walk through without necessarily considering, but by making these works so present, they're imposing in some way on your personal space. Because of those situations, you start being careful of where you are. Where is your body positioned in the room compared to these pieces? Where is your body positioned compared to another person in that space? You're still just simply discovering this space and engaging with it and navigating, negotiating it. But you're not a passive spectator. I'm trying to recreate the forms of control that I see. And by reproducing them, you make people aware of them. Or you make people experience them in a very different way. So then maybe when the next time they are walking down the street, they are passing by a fence, they are going through customs, they start realizing these structures that we impose on ourselves in some ways. I guess the hardest part is when I start working on the work, usually under a very tight deadline, budget, physical restriction, and not knowing how it's going to turn out. It's funny when you're installing the work because you have an idea, and in my case, I can't see it until it's in the space. I'm imagining it, I can try to make a little model, I can do some drawings, I never fully see it. And as the piece starts taking the space, it's as if it's a separate entity that starts taking form. And I sort of have to get to know it, but when I'm installing, I'm too close. The moment where I sort of had no turning back is when I started working in installation. Basically, this is where I found what I wanted to do. And then, there's no turning back after that. I mean, at times it's tough, especially the uncertainty of the way I work. I just want to go to the next step and see where that leads me.